Assalamualaikum and a greeting to all my students. Welcome back to college for semester 2. Today is the first day of our tutorial and it's a first tutorial. Before we'll answer for the tutorial 1, we need to first learn how to solve a problem. What are the steps of the problem? How to approach in a problem solving. What is a problem solving? Problem solving is a process of the transforming the description of a problem into a solution. Everyone have a problem, so how to solve the problem. This is step for the problem solving in a programming language. Step number 1 is problem analysis. Step number 2 is design a solution. Step number 3 is implement. Step number 4 is testing. And step number 5 is documentation. Let's go to step number 1. Step number 1 is problem solving. An analysis of a problem statement to identify input, process, and output. What is the input? Input the problems and how to process before you have the input, and what is the output. Output means end result. Step number 2, design a solution. Design a solution involves create an algorithm. Algorithm is a sequence of well-defined steps to solve a problem. And the algorithm have two ways in algorithm: pseudocode and flowchart. What is a pseudocode? Pseudocode is informal language used to develop algorithm, and a flowchart is a graphical presentation. Step number 3 is implement. Implement means a process implementing an algorithm by writing a computer's program using a programming language, for example, using Java language. This is, for example, Java language. And step number 4 is testing. So, after you write for the Java language, you must test for the program. And step number 5 is a documentation. And documentation is content description of the program that helps other programmer in editing or maintaining the program later. Okay, now we will answer for the tutorial 1 at the first week. Okay, now we will continue to question number 1 for tutorial 1. Question number 1 is define algorithm. You can answer algorithm is two way. For example, question for the number 1, define algorithm, a sequence of well-defined steps to solve the problem. Or you can answer a step-by-step instruction that convert input to output to solve the problem. This is question number 1. Okay, now we'll look to question number 2. List 2 ways to represent algorithm. Algorithm is only 2 ways, pseudocode and flowchart. This is for algorithm, how to solve a problem. It's a 2 way to solve the problem, pseudocode and the flowchart. And we will continue to question number 3, describe pseudocode and the flowchart. Pseudocode is a write statement of algorithm using a semi-formal language, and a flowchart is a set of standard shape box that are connected by flow line to represent an algorithm. So what is the difference between a pseudocode and a flowchart? Pseudocode is a semi-formal language, and a flowchart is a graphical representation. Okay, now we will continue to question number 4. Name 2 type of programming language control structure. Programming language have a 3 control structure. This is sequence, selection, and repetition. So what is a sequence? Sequence mean step-by-step instruction to follow for the instruction. This is sequentially. This is sequentially from A, for example, A to Z, or 1 to 10 step. Alright, for today we will learn to sequence only. Selection and repetition will be continue to next lecture or next tutorial. Question number 1 for 1.1. State 5 steps involved in problem solving. 5 steps to involve problem solving. Number 1 is problem analysis, design a solution, implementation, testing, and documentation. So what is a problem analysis? Problem analysis, the way to get the solve for the problems from input to output. So question number 2, Ahmad want to create a program that determine the total area of the piece of land where length and width are given. Before you know the process and input, you must know the output first. What the question will be need to the result. That means what the question output. Alright, the question want to calculate what is the area. So the output is a area. And input to calculate the area will know the length and width. This is the input. So the process is a calculate area of a piece of land. This is question number 2. So input is length and width. The process is calculate the area of the piece of land, and the output is area. Now we will continue to question number 3. What is a question number 3? Question number 3 is Ahmad want to create a program that determine the volume of sphere where the radius are given. What is the question need? Question need to calculate the volume of sphere. So the output is volume of sphere. This is step number 1. You must search the output first. What is the output? So the output is volume. And what is the input? The input from the question is the radius. So from the radius, you have to calculate the volume of sphere. This is a process. So input is radius, process is calculate the volume of sphere, and output is volume. Okay. Question number 4, convert a measurement in millimeter to meter and print the result. The question need you to convert from millimeter to meter. So the output is meter. The output is meter. So measurement in meter. And the input is measurement in millimeter. So the process is calculate measurement in meter. Okay, next question. A government tax of 6% and service tax of 10% will be added to the price of a set of meal bought at MCK. Calculate the total price that Abu has to pay for a set of meal. From the question, what's the output? Or what's question need to calculate the total price after deducted the tax. from government tax and service tax. For the problem analysis, input is price of milk. Process, calculate total price to pay, and output is total price to pay. This is problem analysis. Okay, number 6. Read 3 numbers and print their sum and average. So output is sum and average. Input number 1, number 2, and number 3. And process is calculate sum and average of 3 numbers. For the input, you cannot put 3 numbers. Because why? Sum and average need 3 numbers to calculate it. So if you put 3 numbers, that means 1, 2, 3. For example, 1, 2, 3. Not number 1, number 2, and number 3. Okay, question number 7. Calculate the body mass index, BMI for the person. To calculate the body mass index, you must know the height and width for the person. So input height and width. Process is calculate the BMI, and output is BMI. Alright, we will continue to question number 8. Calculate and print the area and circumference of a circle. The question need you to calculate area and circumference of circle. So the output is area and circumference. Now the input, you must know what is the radius. So the process, calculate area and circumference of circle. Okay, this is for today tutorials. Okay, I hope you ask your tutorial lecturer to next question, and see you later for tutorial 2. Thank you very much. See you next tutorial. Thank you.